Hey, what's going on, Core Family? It's your coach, Trev Bucheri here. Hope you're just having a great day today. And I'm pumped because it is Mindset Day today. So we're about to dig in to my book, The 3-Minute Mindset here. And we're going to be actually walking away with an exercise which is game-changing, life-changing. I call it the 3-Minute Mindshift. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading through a passage here. We're going to be talking today about choice. And then we're going to take that and we're going to apply it into this exercise here, and you're going to walk away with a tool and with a game plan to move forward here. Now, this book in general here, this is actually an action book. So the subtitle is Change Your Mindset and Transform Your Life in 3 minutes a day. Now, this was actually created to do these exercises every single day. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about choice today, and we're going to be actually applying it with this exercise throughout the entire week. So we're going to be taking what we learned today and utilizing it throughout the entire week. So we have plenty of time to let it marinate in our mind here. So let's dig in, and really fast, I just want to talk to you about the methodology and the formula behind the actual 3-minute mindset here. And the formula is learn plus prepare plus apply plus debrief equals growth. So right now we're about to learn. We're going to talk about choice. Then we're going to go through and we're going to prepare by going through these questions here. Then we're going to apply it over the next week. And then we're going to actually debrief it at the end of the week. And I'm going to talk about how we do that. And by going through this entire formula, that equals personal growth. And that's what this is all about here. So that's how this works. Let's get into choice here. The choices we make and the actions we take are exactly what shapes our lives. Consumed by our fast-paced, everyday lives, we are inundated with information overload. In the midst of that, we are presented with the task of making hundreds of choices all before we lie down on our pillows to rest, so that we can do it all over again the next day. With so much information and so many opinions, how do we know which choices are the right ones? Well, the answer may not be what you want to hear or expect to hear, but the truth is that only you can and should determine that. Why? Depending upon someone else to make these choices for you would lead to a massive level of disempowerment, because every day, in every way, you become governed by someone else. The choices we make are exactly how we determine the changes in our lives. Taking this away disables our ability to provide breakthroughs for ourselves. Changes occur when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, which can and must only be determined by us. How do we do this? The answer to this is the most simplistic yet most difficult to actually follow through with. You listen to what your heart tells you and you follow it. And that's the end right there. So that is the lesson on choice. So now what we're going to be doing is we just learned right here. Now it's time to actually prepare. So we say, okay, great. Well, how do I prepare here? And if you haven't taken a screenshot, go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and you have these questions, and you can utilize them. But I'm going to be actually reading them through and going through this with you here. So first things first, we're talking about prepare. We're talking about prepare. So what is the one action or inaction I will apply that was inspired by this lesson? Okay, so basically we're forming a plan for ourselves. So what's actually the one action or inaction? So an inaction is something that you will not do. So what is something that you're going to do or basically sustain from doing that was inspired by this lesson? Okay, and you're gonna pop that down. So let's just say, you know what? I've been actually going back and forth on this choice that I've been wanting to make here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually follow through with it. I'm going to take action on that. That's the action I'm going to take. I'm going to stop procrastinating, and I'm going to actually take a step forward this week in this particular area, this goal that I've been procrastinating on, hesitating, and getting frustrated with, and avoiding, and not taking any action, whatever it may be. Or you know what? It's time for me to make a choice. It's time for me to quit X, fill in the gaps. You know what? I'm going to stop taking action. I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes. That's what I'm going to apply. You know, that's what really resonated with me with choice when I was actually inspired. That's what I was inspired with today by this lesson. So that's the first things first, okay? The next question you're going to answer in the prepare section is going to be, how will this benefit what's most important to me in my life? Okay. So if I decided to start taking that action on that goal, if I started, you know what, I'm going to actually make the choice. I'm going to start moving ahead and move towards that goal that I have. Okay, great. How is that going to benefit what's most important to you in your life? So is what's most important to you your family? Is finance most important to you? Is your career most important? So how is taking that action going to benefit what's most important to you? Or if you're saying, hey, I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes. Great. How is that, and how is your inaction, basically stopping that action, how is that going to benefit what's most important to you in your life? If it's your family, is it going to, make you healthier? You're going to be able to participate more. You're going to be able to, be a better example. You're going to smell less from the cigarette smoke. How is that going to benefit you? Well, maybe your spouse or significant other will be more attracted to you, and so on and so forth, whatever it may be. And again, this is all based upon your perception. How are these actions that you're committed to or inactions you're committed to going to benefit what's most important to you in your life? And then thirdly, it's asking yourself the question, how will I hold myself accountable to this? Great. So if it's starting something or stopping something, can you actually provide yourself an accountability partner? Do you have someone who's close to you, a spouse or a sibling or, just a great friend, a longtime friend who you can actually share your 5% with? If this is a really deep subject matter, something that is maybe sacred to you or that you're maybe a little embarrassed about or tests your confidence, who is the person that you can go to and share everything with? Share your 5% with. Okay? Or are you going to every day, at the end of the day, make something for yourself, an alarm that goes off that says, did you or were you successful doing this or stopping that? Did you take movement towards your new goal? Did you smoke a cigarette today? Whatever it may be. What accountability are you going to do for yourself and create that for yourself? Okay? Now, we've done the learn. Boom, boom. We learned about choice. We did the prepare. We prepared ourselves for success. Now we're talking about application. So we take these lessons and we go through the week with our goal, what we're going to start doing or what we're going to stop doing, how it's benefiting us and how we're holding ourselves accountable for it so we can actually make sure that we're going to be growing. We're doing this each day. We're thinking about what we learned from choice. With that lesson, what did you actually fill in for the goal or the action or inaction that you're going to apply this week? All right, how is it going to benefit? So did you connect it? All right, and if you haven't done so yet, I absolutely recommend you do so as soon as we're done with this. And then also, how are you going to hold yourself accountable for that? So if you haven't done it right now, go ahead and pause this, fill those in from the lessons from choice, and you have a clear understanding of this part, and then we're going to be applying. So again, pause it here. Great, so you've gone through the entire week. You've applied it. Each day you've been getting a little bit more out of it. You've gotten actually more benefit from it. You're seeing how it's impacting your life. You've held yourself accountable towards it. You have someone you're talking to or some way you're checking in with yourself. Beautiful, you've done that. You've applied it. Now it's time to debrief. Now it's time to say, hey, how do we actually do on our application here? How did it work out for us? What worked, what didn't, right? So that's where we get into the debrief. And again, we're talking about choice here specifically. Now, what went well with my application of this lesson? All right, so my goal was to actually, or what I actually wanted to apply was move towards one of my goals that I've been actually procrastinating on. Or I wanted to stop smoking cigarettes. Okay, great. So what went well with my application of that lesson? So what went well with moving towards that new goal? Or what went well with stopping smoking cigarettes? What went well? Listing all those variables out. Go ahead and do that. Then after you've done that, what did not go well with my application of this lesson? So what didn't go well with this? What didn't go well? You know what? I made it for 2 days, and then the third and fourth day I skipped or I slipped and I had a cigarette, or I didn't take action on that new goal, but then I got back, and I found that I was starting to feel actually better from doing it, so I actually continued for the next 4 days or whatever it may be. So what did not go well with the application? Oh, I slipped for 2 days, or I did the first couple days and then I stopped doing it altogether. Or, you know what, I was finding it very hard to do this because this was getting in the way, or whatever it may be. What did not go well? And then finally, what will I do to become more efficient and effective with this principle moving forward? So again, this program is all about moving forward. So what will I do to become more efficient and effective with this principle, with the principle of choice, moving forward, or with the actions that I was taking. Okay, I had this goal to move forward with one of my long-term goals. I was going to start taking action on that. And you know what? Based upon what went well and what didn't go well, now I know what I'm going to be actually doing to make myself more efficient and effective moving towards that goal. Or now that I tried quitting cigarettes, I saw what went well, I saw what didn't go well, and now I actually have some really good strategies and some good knowledge that I'm going to actually apply moving forward to become more efficient and effective with this. All based upon choice, okay? And there you have it right there. So again, next time we might be talking about a completely different principle. In fact, we will be talking about that. Knowledge really isn't power. That's another one. Get worse is another lesson we're talking about here. There's another lesson called difficulty, and so on and so forth. And these are all principles that we're going to be visiting here. Keeping your promises. All different principles that we're going to be visiting and then taking through this 3-minute mind shift so that you can, again, have an application piece. Because, again, what we just did was after we just did our debrief, that equals growth, because all this learned information, this experiment we've done now has given us more knowledge to attack it differently moving forward. And when we attack things differently moving forward, there can be nothing but growth. And that's what it's all about. So hope you got a ton out of this today. Again, that was your 3-minute mind shift, a longer version. So basically your instructions here would be to listen again to the part when I read about choice. I read about that, and then go through and answer each of these questions for your prepare section. Then you're going to take that and you're going to apply it for an entire week. Then after the week, you're going to come back and you're going to go through this debrief section with those questions here. You're going to get some different ways to apply what you're trying to put into play, and then you're going to have growth moving forward. So thanks again so much for your time. I appreciate you more than you know. Your coach Trev Bucheri here. You have an incredible rest of your day. Take care.